Hello, everyone. We're going to go into a yoga class today, so I'm just going to wait a little bit. It is 11:57, and we're going to go ahead and just settle in. For those that are beginners, again, this class is fairly perfect for all levels. Okay, so I'm not going to go crazy. I'm going to keep it very nice and light. Again, for those that are in the Midwest, wherever you are in the West or the East Coast, you got noon. West Coast, you're starting out, waking up, roll out of bed. So it's going to be a nice gentle flow for everyone, and we're going to go into a nice restore balance class. So I'm going to give it a couple more minutes before we begin. Just grab your mats, get a cup of water or whatever you want to lay yourself onto the mat or come to a seated position. And then again, if you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. If you have a hard time hearing me, please say something on the chat. Other than that, we'll keep going in this tone. And I have completely zero music just because I want to make sure you're able to hear me and I'm not toned out. So we're going to just take a couple of minutes here, one more minute, and then we'll start. So how many people are online? Let's see. Okay, 4. Lovely. Awesome. And then I will stop, give myself, I guess 10 minutes before the class, and I will want, if anyone has any questions or anything, I can go and, you guys can type it up, and I can do some answering. Okay? 1 more minute. And we're going to go ahead and start getting yourselves comfortable on the mat. If you have a hard time sitting down, for those that are beginners, I did bring my goodies. We have a block. So just those that have a hard time sitting, to come into a position where they sit on top of a block and their knees drop down. This makes it a lot easier on your hips, and you can go from there. All right, let's begin. It's 12 o'clock. Welcome everybody to Women World of Wellness. I am Kamala Ingrid, and I will be guiding you through a beautiful yoga flow class that is going to allow yourself to ground and just stay in the moment, connecting with the body. Let's begin today. Close our eyes, and when we begin into our nice deep in and out of the nose, let's take a deep breath in and expand it and bring the breath all the way to the upper body, to the chest, and on the exhalation, release through the mouth. Allow everything to flow down into the earth. Again, breathing in, belly to heart. Exhale out. Breathing in. Exhale out. And you're going to continue doing this. And while we're doing this slow, deep inhalation into the upper heart, I want you to stay on a 5 count breath in, 5 count breath out. Breathing in, out. Breathe. Out. Breathe. Out. Breathe. Out. Two more. Breathe. Out. One more. We inhale and we hold at the top. Hold. Allow the shoulders to drop away from the ears, keeping the spine nice and long and tall. Exhale out through the mouth. Now, root lock, all the way drawing the energy up into the third eye. And we inhale, hold, exhale out. Beautiful. We're going to go one more round, inhaling and back out. Breathing in, out. Breathe, out. Breathe, out. Breathe, out. Breathe, out. Four more. Breathe, out. Breathe, out. Breathe, out. Inhaling and hold at the top. Hold. Exhale out at the bottom. Holding on empty and root lock. Draw the energy all the way up into the third eye. Inhale. Hold. Exhale out to the mouth. Beautiful. So we did 2 rounds of that, and we're going to now allow ourselves to place our hands on top of the knees, and we're going to roll those shoulders back about 5 times. So let's go 3 more, just to loosen up a little bit on the neck and shoulder area. And now we bring it forward. And then slowly come back. I'm going to remove the block. For those that want to stay on the block, go ahead and do so. I'm going to take the right hand to the left knee, left hand to the back, create a nice lift in the spine, belly tucks in, inhaling, and on the exhale, gaze into the back wall, keeping those knees down, and just allow yourself to stay calm and breath, and just breathe in slowly and full. And then exhale, release it. And then other side, take the hand to knee, keep the spine nice and up, and turn. And release it. Beautiful. We're going to now bring ourselves forward fold. You can take your hands forward. For those that have difficulty with their hips, just bring your hands forward. This is just a modified version. Those that are a little more advanced can bring the elbows down, and the more extreme advanced can bring the forehead down to the ground. But I'm going to keep myself up just so you can hear me. Otherwise, you'll have a hard time hearing me if I ground my head all the way to the ground. So let's take those nice deep breaths. I'm going to keep it modified. Take nice deep breaths. And each pose, we're going to be holding it at least for 5 breaths, okay? So let's go ahead. 2 more. This allows us to now release, not only opening up the hips, but also releasing any tension in the lower back. We're going to slowly now shift over to the right knee. As we do this, one hand is on the knee is in the center between each hand. And keep in mind, this knee on the left may want to lift, so you are going to resist lifting it. Try to press it down into the ground. Have yourself here in a nice elongated spine. Make sure you're not rounding and tilting in and concaving that chest. You want to be able to extend the sternum forward, creating a nice lift. If it's too intense, minimize it by bringing the right hand close to the knee. So it's up to you where you are at. Breathe in deeply. And then on the exhalation, we release. We go on to the left side. Same concept. You're going to find one side is easier than the other. So do what you can. If the left side is a little harder, then allow yourself to hold this one a little bit, not too intense as you did on the right, but because you want alignment is key. Okay, so it's not about how far you can go and then your whole alignment goes out of whack. It's all about the alignment and the flow of breath. And that's key. So if there's restriction in your breathing, release the amount of, reduce the stretch. And then exhale, let us come back to center. We're going to go ahead and now bring the right palm onto the left hand to the floor, the right arm up into the ceiling. Again, if there's any injury in the shoulder, be gentle with it. And then just imagine that both shoulder blades are touching an imaginary wall. So some of us tend to bring our hands here. If there's restriction, try to bring that arm back. And even if you can't come all the way up, you can just release some of that bend of the knee, the elbow on the opposite arm, and bring yourself up here. So it all depends where you're at. Exhale down, bring now that hand on the floor. Other one goes up. Remember, just imagine a wall that you're leaning to, and just breathe. It's important to keep those knees down on the ground. Releasing. Let's go ahead and we're going to start with the right leg by extending that leg out to the side. Keep the left heel into the groin, and it's almost like a V formation here from knee to knee. Our hands are going to come to the front. If you do have a block, you can always place the hands on the block for modification. Other than that, stay here, extend the sternum, and keep in mind that your heel is centered, the toes are pointing to the ceiling. Allow yourself to ground the knee, pressing and activating the quadricep on that right leg and extending the sternum forward. It's not so much of the chin extending upward, but keeping the gaze down towards your fingers and hold that pose. Focus on your breath and breathing out through the mouth. Good. We're going to now take 2 fingers onto the big toe. Our elbow comes to the knee. Again, if you're having difficulty touching hold it here, or have a towel or a strap onto. And we're going to take that up towards the ceiling. Hold it here. 5 breaths. And exhale, we release, we bring the palm down to the floor, up on our knee, and then we lift up, gazing into that palm. Keep in mind that the right foot is grounded on the floor as you thrust that pelvis forward. And then inhale, bring yourself back. On the exhalation, ground onto the floor. Let us switch. Same thing. Bring your hands forward, breathing in deeply. Allow yourself to stay in the moment, breathing in and out, being aware of the breath. All the muscles are all synchronizedly working together, and don't just allow to disengage one, because you disengage everything. And now we take 2 fingers onto the big toe, elbow on to that knee, or advance, and then extend the arm up into the ceiling, breathing and gazing into your palm. And then inhale, we come back up, we bring the palm to the floor, exhale, and slowly lift. Look right into the palm. And then exhale down, all the way down. We're going to go ahead, and I'm going to come on all fours. I'm going to get the sweater off. It'll make it easier for it also, you see. Black on black is not the best. So we're going to begin on all fours, hands and knees. What I want you to know is that your shoulders are going to be aligned to your wrists. Your knees are going to be aligned to your hips. Also stay hip width apart. And we're going to slowly now sink into our heels, extend the arms, forehead down. We're going into what we call a child pose. We take 5 nice deep breaths here as you extend the arms. And allow your chest to sink between the thighs. Decompressing that back. Beautiful. We're going to shift over now slowly to the right side. As we extend the left hand over to the right hand slides back down to the knee. And our forehead stays on the ground, and this allows you to feel the stretch taking place from the fingertips to the shoulder, shoulder to the hips, all on the left side. Take a nice deep breath in. This side. We're going to go over to now the other side. Slide your hand all the way to the left side. Forehead stays down. And you take the left hand, slide it by the knee. Holding that pose. 5 deep breaths. Bring it back. And we're going to slowly now bring ourselves onto all fours. On all fours, I'm going to turn the mat a little bit so you guys can see me from an angle. It should be good. Okay, I think this is good. We're going to be on all fours now. We're going to come into what we call the cat-cow. Remember, shoulders aligned to the wrists and knees are aligned to the hips. We're going to go ahead and tuck the toes under. We're going to go into now 8 of this. We're going to inhale, look up. Exhale, we round. Inhale again, dip down. That belly and look up. Elbows are staying straight. 2. Exhale. 3. 4. Breathing as you gaze up. Exhale. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Coming back into neutral, we're going to come into what we call the dance. We're going to sink over to the hips, and we're kind of circling the hips, and this allows us to floss the body, allowing us to release any tightness that's going on in any area of the hips, knees, shoulders. You can even move the neck along with it. It's all up to you, but if you get this, you just keep your eyes and keep your head neck centered. Now let's reverse it counterclockwise, allowing ourselves to loosen up and coming back into neutral. We're going to do the same now for our arm on the right. We're going to start with the right arm. We're going to go and think of it like almost like if you're swimming, bringing that arm all the way up towards the ceiling and back down. One more, and then we're going to reverse it. So if there's any tightness, you're going to loosen that all up. We're going to take that arm up into the ceiling now, open up, and on the exhalation, coming all the way down, tap onto the floor, and look up into the ceiling, extending the other arm up into the sky. Hold it here. Bring the palm back to the floor, lift yourself back up, and then exhale back down. We're going to do the same for the other side. Inhale, hold forward. Reverse it. And then bring the arm up into the sky or to the ceiling and then scoop it under. Take the other arm up into the ceiling and gazing up into the palm. 5 breaths. Bring the palm back onto the floor. Lift yourself back up and bring it down. We're going to now allow ourselves to extend the left leg back, right arm forward. Hold it here. The key to this is to keep those hips leveled. And now we're going to do elbow to knee tap 3 times. Round, tap, extend. Find that balance. Repeat. 2. One more time. Then we hold. Bend at the knee, grab the ankle. For my beginners, you can always drop the knee, grab the ankle. And then extend, flex, and hold that pose. And let it go. Bring that leg out to the side. Toes are on the floor. Feel your toes are pointing forward. And now as we keep ourselves in this position with our toes in the back tucked under, we're going to sink back. Hold it here. Your hands do not move. They stay in place. And you're going to feel it in the groin on that left side. Bring it back and release it. Extend the right. And now the left arm. Elbow to knee tap 3 times. Hold and dip and extend. Repeat. Tap. Extend. 1 more. And then we hold. We bend at the knee. Grab the ankle. Flex your foot. And lift. Release it and extend that leg out to the side. Again, keep your foot flat and facing forward. And let's go ahead and extend. We sink back into the heel, holding that pose and making sure that the leg is not bent. You can feel it in the groin, bring it back. And we hold ourselves in this position. We're going to knees are going to come off the ground. We're going to hold ourselves in place. We're going to breathe in deeply. And now we're going to bring ourselves back towards the heels, keeping the knees bent, and slowly raising yourself up and allowing those knees to straighten out. Bringing one foot up, one foot down. Feeling the stretch in the back of the knees, coming into what we call downward facing dog. And then try to round both. Feet are hip width. Hold it here. Breathing in deeply, chin to your chest. And today we're going to go into a very nice light flow. We're going to come into a plank position. And in the plank, mind that I'm bringing my hands in place. Notice I drop my knees down. Our plank, all we're doing is leaning forward, where our shoulders are forward a little bit, definitely in front of our fingertips. And that's important because a lot of times we tend to not bring our feet back. We don't want to do that. You want to be able to be on all fours, lift, lean forward. This is where you work yourself down into the ground for beginners, and then you can come into what we call a cobra. My more advanced or intermediate, lean forward, press down, hold it, roll the toes under, and then we go into a down dog. Okay, so I'm going to keep it very simple. My beginners, those that are intermediate advanced, you know what to do. We're going to hold these for 5 breaths. Let's go ahead and open up that right leg, grounding the heel in the back foot. We're going to bring the foot forward. I'm going to have you drop the knee down, and we're going to come into what we call into a nice low lunge. Hold it here, breathe. Bring the hands back onto the ground, sink into the heel, straighten the right leg, and we fold. Bring your hand back onto the ground, and let's open. Bringing the hand back down, and we're going to hold it here, breathing in deeply, opening up those hips. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and now walk your foot in a little bit. I'm going to come into what we call warrior one. Slowly, take the hands behind you, coming into our lounging warrior. Swing the arms up, and we open up into warrior two. Reverse warrior. And we're going right into the triangle. Again, if you need a block, you can use a block. For those and the block, all you do is bring it in front of you and place it in front, and we hold it here. You can adjust it depending on where you're at. Exhale, we're going to go into the reverse triangle where our hand is on the floor again. You can use your block for this, and we're going to go ahead and extend. Exhale, release. going to take that leg back. We're going to bring ourselves into that plank, resting down, upward facing dog. And exhale, back into your down dog hold for 5. Raise that leg, open the hip. Bring the foot forward, coming into that low lunge. Exhale, bring the hands back, tuck the toes, sink into a thunderbolt where we fold forward. Bring yourself back. And we're going to lift the knee up, bring both hands in, and allow yourself to sink into those hips. Chest forward, breathing deeply. We bring that hand back on the outside, walk your foot in a little bit, take the back foot in a little, grounded heel, 45-degree angle. We're going to come up into what we call into our warrior one. Our arms come up again, breathing in as we lunge forward with your leg in the front. Adding resistance to the front of the toes, grounding the back heel. Hands behind, interlace your fingers, drop the head down. And we inhale up, open out, into our warrior two. Reverse warrior. Exhale, we're coming into triangle, straighten the leg. And once again, if you need to adjust your height on your position, you use the block if you need to. Exhale, bring that hand back down. Let's go into a reverse. Bring that hand back. We're going to now extend that leg back, heel the leg back, plank it. Inhale, up dog. And exhale right into a down dog. Hold for 5. We're going to step forward, raise the head. We exhale, fold. Then at the knees and inhale, rise up. We'll bring our hands into our prayer position. We're going to open out to the side. We're going to open up to the side. Feet apart, hands on the hips. Take a deep breath in. And we exhale, we fold forward. And as we come down halfway through, remember not to round the spine. Bring the hands on the floor. You can bring your fingertips. You can use your blocks. It's all up to you. Push the tailbone back And now, remember, extend from the sternum, extend from the chin. This is what keeps the spine nice and long, and this is what allows you to really free up the hips. And we're going to take the arms, we're going to do a wide forward-legged forward fold, where our head then drops onto the floor, and we allow ourselves to really feel that nice stretch and lengthen that spine, pushing the hips back, breathing in deeply, strong legs. Breathing deeply. And inhale, walk your hands back. We're going to go into now, reverse it, taking the hands further back, walking, drop the head down. Walk the hands back to center, raise the head. And now we center the right hand, left arm up into the ceiling, breathing in deeply, gazing into that palm. Exhale down, reverse it. Exhale down, and now we're going to go over to the right side. As this leg stays straight, we're going to either now, some of us may find it difficult to do this, to come all the way to the ground like I did. So you have a block. If you don't, it's okay. Stay in modified version, just like this. But for the most is to keep this foot on the ground. So my more advanced, stay here where you are. I'm not going to go any deeper. I'm just going to keep it simple. Breathing deeply. 2 more breaths. Keep your spine upright. And now we shift over, turning the toes forward. And now this one, toes up to the ceiling. Whatever you did for the other one, you're going to do the same for this one. Just keep in mind that your spine needs to be upright. And then we bring ourselves forward again, walking all the way back to the front. Slide the right foot forward, and we're going to fold. Again, for those that have a difficult moment on this particular pose because your hamstrings are super tight, your hips are tight, your back is tight, I'm going to show you a version that we can actually go ahead and modify for those that have blocks. Inhale, rise up. You can do this at home. And this is one of my favorite tricks, and I'm going to show you today, and it's with a block. And it's actually really good for people that sit for long periods of hours. Anyone that has a hunchback, this is going to be good for you. You might not like it at first, but it's very effective. And what I do is keep the knee bent. As you fold forward, you're going to now strain the leg once you're here in this halfway point. Then you drop the head down, allowing this leg to be straight. You notice the hip is higher, and your key is to come down and work your way down to the floor. And what this does is really allows this stretch and lengthening of that leg, especially on the back of the knee and all into your glute. You'll feel it. Those just depending how deep you allow it to go when you're in this position. And then the less resistance, the better. And you can feel that go all the way up into your hip and into your lower back. And then we bend the knees and we rise up. Always bend the knees. You do the same for the other side. And then we fold, straightening the leg. Try not to cheat because, again, you're the one that's cheating yourself out of the pose. So take your time. You're going to find one side always gives it more than the other. Take those nice deep breaths because it's all in the breath. Beautiful. Bend the knees and rise up. And now you repeat again the same pose without the block. And what happens is magically you come down even lower. So those want to go further, you can slide your feet, your hands underneath your feet. Your toes are going to touch right where the wrists are. Your legs are nice and straight. You raise the head, breathing in deeply on the exhalation. Pull the elbows out, forehead to your knees, chest to your thighs. Take 5 nice deep breaths. Inhale, raise the head, and now slide the hands out. This time, take the left hand in front of your right foot. Take the leg on the right, you straighten it, bend the left leg, and we're going to take the right arm up into the ceiling, breathing in, and hold it here for 5. Exhale back down. We're going to repeat the same thing with the opposite side. Right hand goes in front of the foot. You straighten the left leg. And now the opposite leg bends. And the other arm goes up into the ceiling, stack the shoulders. 5 breaths. Exhale back down. Head up, breathe. And step back. You plank. Up dog. And down dog. 5 breaths. Bring the knees to the ground. Cross the ankles. Bring your legs forward. And we're going to now come into our forward fold. Arms up. Exhale, we fold forward. Reach for the top of the toes. Nice and straight. No rounding of the back. Breathing in deeply. 5 breaths. Inhale, raise up. Hands behind. Reverse tabletop. We're going to come up. And bring it back down. We're going to come now, bring the hands by the hips. You're going to scoop forward and slowly roll back down. We're going to go into a modified version of the pigeon, where we're going to take the right ankle on top of the left knee. We're going to slide the right hand right between that triangle you created, reaching over to your knee. Left hand on the outside, interlace your fingers. And the key is to open that knee up. Your knee may want to come into your chest. You want to it away, and then press that knee into the chest. You're going to feel a nice hip, low back, opening up. 5 breaths here. And then exhale, slide your hand down. I'm going to grab a hold of the feet. I'm going to pull, allow them to be aligned evenly, and then pull towards you. And then exhale, let it go. We bring both feet on the ground again, now taking the left ankle on top of the right knee. We're going to go ahead and bring that leg, grab a hold. Remember, take the left hand into that triangle, grab the knee. The other one on the outside, grab the knee, interlace, and we pull. Pull the knee also on the left away from your body. And a lot of us tend to arch the head back. Keep your head aligned to the ground. Cervical spine flat, spine flat. All you have to be feeling right now is the hips. Let it go. Slide your knee on top. Grab a hold of the feet. Align them and pull in towards you. And release. Bring it back. Knees into the chest. Decompress. Beautiful. We're going to take the arms out in T formation. And we're going to drop the knees. Remember, as your knees are into your chest, all you're doing is dropping them all the way over to your side. On the right. Let the knee stack. Take the right hand on top of the left one and press that knee down. Keep in mind that the shoulder on the left is grounded onto the floor as well. And we take those nice deep breaths. And we inhale back up. And let's exhale to the other side. And we release. Bring the knees back into center. Press again. Decompress. Roll side to side. And we allow ourselves to now extend the legs. And we're going to hold here this pose for 5 nice deep breaths. Exhale out. And draw the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing in deeply again. Exhale out. I want you to take your toes, squeeze them. Make it really nice tight legs. Breathing in. On the exhalation, relax the lower body, relax the toes, relax the legs. Next inhale, make a fist, tighten up the arms, tighten up your back, tighten up your glutes. And then exhale, relax the body, release the hands, open up. 2 more breaths. Exhale out. One more breath. Good. Now begin to breathe at your own pace. Go back now to your breath, regulating the breath. We're going to go on 5 nice breaths in and out. Clearing the mind, feeling yourself grounded, present in the moment, completely relaxed. Allowing the breath to be the main thing that you're focusing on and connecting to, and allowing the body to feel each breath as it enters in your body. Feeling a sensation of calmness and peace, fulfillment. And this last exhalation, we release, open the eyes, wiggle the fingers and toes. We take the arms over the head, interlace. We extend the arms and legs, fully stretching. Breathing in, and on the exhale, we bring the knees back into the chest, exhaling, fold around the spine. Breathe in, head back, hands behind the knees. Let us roll up. Good. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And I thought I'd end the class a little earlier because I wanted to also see how everyone was doing with this introduction of yoga. And I also wanted to speak with you guys a little bit today to moving forward to our next introduction. What is it that you guys want to see more of? We can go into restorative. I also have these trigger point release that I wanted to bring them out. And these are excellent for people with issues. And I want to introduce you to these amazing products that I have. And they help people with issues with lower back. Also, with if you have chronic pain in the hips, they help. If you have issues, also if you're an athlete, amazing tool for you because it helps you also release and restore your body back into its place. Opens up major muscles. These large ones here, this one works everything, and the small ones work more into the shins, the arms, TMJ for those that have that, or if you just want to adjust the neck as well. So I will give an introduction to those. They're soon to come, and how to get a hold of them. You have to go through me though. So I will give you an introduction to that, and for more information on, let me see if there's anyone typing. I'm not here active at the moment. Let's see. How do you do this? I can't really see I can't top chat. Okay, so if there's anything you guys want to know or learn more about on yoga, I'd be happy to teach you guys that. And if there's anything like restore want to get into, I'll be happy to add that. So any comments, any requests, please let me know ahead of time, and I'll make sure I'll make it a video for you guys. If there's any injuries that you guys want to work on, or any particular part of the body that you want to deal with more, make that request and join us on Women Wellness, World Women's Wellness, and join us there. We have beautiful girls out there, all very knowledgeable with different topics of holistic health. So just join us there, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Kamala Ingrid. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Have a wonderful weekend.